Okay, it looks like we're back up. Sorry, technical difficulties. I thought I'd worked out the issues that I was having with, yeah, I thought I had worked out the issues I was having with streaming last night. That's why I cut things off a little early. But apparently I did not. So that's going to continue to be a problem. Hopefully it won't continue to be a problem. Let's cross our fingers on that. So the first of these verb sketches I'm gonna do today is gonna be the one from that Eli Not Orange suggested, which was gaming. And I think I'm gonna have two buddies on a couch playing a game together. Yeah. Um, we're just gonna have a little simple couch because we want to make this about the gesture and the emotion. So how about we do another layer here. And then work out. They're going to be playing something against each other. Maybe some Super Smash Brothers or something. And one person's going to have a hyper concentrated gamer lean. You know, they thought this matchup was going to be easy or something, and then something happened that made them go, "Oh no, we got to take this a little bit more seriously. No more lounging around." Hitting my wrong hotkeys here again. Gotta fix that problem. Take it a little bit more seriously. Get that gamer lean on. And controller of some kind is going to be in their hand. We'll worry about what kind later. Kind of think a little bit about the body language here. I'm going to fix some things about the proportions before we start refining some things out. Something like that. Something more like that. Yeah. And as usual, we're just doing some really, really big shapes here to begin with. Just to kind of find where everything is gonna be. And I really don't mind just kind of drawing over all that other stuff there. And you know what? I'm going to end up putting these two a little closer together. They're friends, maybe closer than that. The one person here is like celebrating, right? Maybe being really obnoxious about it. Getting his shoulder on him, being like, "Yo, you saw what I just did there?" And the other guy's like, "No, I already did, but you know, it's time to take this seriously. At least time for me to take this seriously. No more losing." Right, and one hand up, like, yo. Maybe the controller is in this hand. How do I feel about I'm not feeling most of this. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, I think I like this a lot more. This person's celebrating, so maybe their feet are coming off the ground a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Let's just kind of move some things around here. Boop. All right. And then we're gonna make one more layer because we're gonna start refining all these shapes that we put down here. Draw something that makes a little bit more sense now. Got the general idea of things. Put the shoulders up a little higher. Right, and think a little bit about the legs here. And you know, I'm probably going to even go back even more. Well, for sure going to go back even more on another layer and just kind of refine things even more. The more we work on this, the more we're just going to start breaking things down. I am feeling some hair going down here. Try to think about the shoulders here real quick. All right, yeah, just thinking about the emotions I'm going to have on display here, and she's not too happy that maybe she just lost a round here, maybe a game she's really good at, a game that she's used to winning at, and her friend here just pulled that win off, and maybe it's miraculous. Maybe he's never done that before, so he's really feeling himself right now. A controller shape is going to be over here, something like that. That's kind of like the back area there. Overlaps over here. Collarbone. I'm not too happy with a lot of those shapes there, but this muscle goes over like that, that goes like that. This is going to go here like so. Trying to get something that feels like she's leaning over. Some of the hair doing something like this. Some strands going there, something like that. Maybe it's maybe one side's longer or something. We'll give that a little bit more thought later while we work on refining this person here out. Hello, Meredith. They're playing Dr. Mario. I like that. Yeah, one thing I've been watching a lot lately has been competitive Tetris. I've been really getting into that. I don't even really play Tetris myself. I don't even remember the last time I played Tetris, but I've been watching a lot of high-level Tetris gameplay, and I've been finding it really fun to watch. I think I just like stumbled onto like the finals from a couple of years ago. I think it may have been like trending or something at some point. And just got really enamored, and now I'm like a big fan of like several Tetris players. So yeah, like she over here is like probably a high level Dr. Mario player, and just got beat in a fluke match by her buddy. And yeah, it is a blast to watch, Meredith. It's, I don't know, there's something really intriguing about it, and then learning the strategies that they're employing, and then the more I've been watching it, the more I've just kind of been understanding um, what each of them is doing and why they're doing things the way that they do it. And I mean, I watched my roommate play quite a bit of Tetris 99, and I thought that was interesting too. But that's one I also haven't played. Yeah, and Tetris isn't my jam, but I like watching Tetris. I don't know why. I think it's the shapes. I think it's the shapes and the colors, and just that something. So many strategies can come out of what mechanically is very simple, and that's very interesting. Okay, so hands raised up in victory. This one here is holding one of the controllers. And yeah, you know what? They're playing Dr. Mario or Tetris, so they've got NES controllers. They're all wired and stuff. All right. So for this particular pose, what's also very important to me is the couch. The couch is very much part of this too. And again, we're sketching today. If I was, I'd be a lot more concerned about the perspective and stuff like that if this was going to be in an actual page. But we're kind of sketching and figuring things out very quickly, and so the perspective is going to be a bit wonky. But I think it's also going to help give the shape of the couch here a little bit of character, because I want to have a little motion here, right? Like this person's seat is coming up a little bit, so that gives us a little bit of motion. But maybe her cushion is more has a curve like this. Yeah. And that really sells the difference in the motion that's going on here. He's got like no emotion on his face right now. We'll just put something up real quick right here. Hello, Eli. And yeah, Tetris requires a whole lot of strategy, and I could never be one. I mean, I say I could never be one. If I sat down and figured out Tetris, I'm sure I could keep up with the speed of the game and stuff like that. But like watching those high level guys just like move like it's the Matrix or something, I think it's really cool. Da, 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 da. Puzzle game I've been really into myself lately has been Catherine, which is like this weird um, romance slash puzzle slash horror game where you push around blocks and try not to get killed by your nightmares. All based off this guy who's cheating on his girlfriend and trying to figure out where he wants to go with his life. It's odd. It's a narrative horror puzzle thing. But I really like it, and I really get into pushing those blocks around. The Z block in the square. Sexual tension is off the charts. That's hilarious. Okay, yeah, so this is going places. Why don't we give this dude more of a face? There, more of a face. We'll start refining that a little bit more. Because I gotta remember to tell myself not to spend too much time on this because I will end up having a whole lot of fun with this. But I do want to maybe work out a bit of an outfit for both these characters. Just because I think, especially since there's some motion going on, that's going to be really fun to have while I work on getting this layer settled. There we go. Yeah, so big thing is like, I'm feeling a sleeveless kind of thing right now. The main thing is that I kind of want the shirt coming up here to kind of sell the motion of him swinging back. And since this is a two-dimensional single illustration, I've got to have that extra motion, or I've got to sell motion with that kind of dynamic thing going on with his shirt. This is gonna be like a basketball jersey. Yeah, this guy. This guy likes the Rockets. Which is on my mind today because Centers and Hakeem Olajuwon came up today in a conversation with friends. Soul Patch. That's fun. And for sure, we're going to give you more of a face, buddy. That is still a quick sketch, so we're not going to put too much time into either of you guys, but I do want to get your eyebrows in there, get you a bit of nose here. We're going to do the nose something like... Honestly, the square block and the L block have more chemistry. um, yeah, I think they do. Those shapes just stack well with each other. Get some of the teeth shape in there. Yeah, so I think gaming turned out to be a fun verb to draw, especially since I got to think of a little story for it. Armpit. back muscle, pecs go like this. I don't really need to figure out the pecs too much. A number and a team. It's the team. And the number is my personal favorite number. I don't know why, but I think 5 is an elegant number. So anybody out there like puzzle games? What kind of puzzle games do you guys like? Dr. Mario was in the conversation earlier. I haven't played a Dr. Mario in ages, but I remember that being a fun game. Actually, I think I played a little bit of it when it came out on the NES, the little NES emulator on the Switch. I did play a little bit of it. So that was maybe last year that I played some Dr. Mario. And that is a very fun game. NES controller has like a start and a select button, a D-pad, and he's covering up the 2 other buttons. And let's give it some more dimension there. Do, do, do. There we go, something like that. Yep. 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 And you know what? He's maybe like way too excited. And unplug the controller. Calm it down, dude. Professor Layton. I haven't played those games myself, but I've heard really good things about them. And we're just gonna mostly just suggest this hand so we can move on. Yeah. Then we're gonna refine. Well, we'll give him some pants. Shorts. He's wearing a basketball jersey. He's a shorts guy. Crossword puzzles. That's also a puzzle game. I like Sudoku. Sudoku's really fun. So I can tell you, he's not going to win the next game. She's going to get real serious. She's going to turn all of her Tetris power on. But this is the first win he's ever gotten, so he's very happy. This will probably put him in a good mood for the rest of the week. It's that exciting. Striped boxers. There we go, striped boxers. Let's get a bit of couch in here. Oop. So there's a whole formula to the crossword puzzles. Enlighten me. Let me know more about the crossword puzzle metagame. How can I go on to win as many crossword puzzles as possible? You see, I made this hand here much smaller than this other hand, and that's a consequence of being zoomed in too much. Actually, I think this one could fare to be smaller. Yep. Yep. All right, and let's figure her out. She probably has on a t-shirt of a band. The band. Example, if the clue is plural, the answer will be a plural. And whatever tense, oh really? So whatever tense the clue is in is also the tense of the word. I didn't know that there were so many. I didn't know the specific wording was also a clue. Okay, NES controller. NES controllers are actually really small, but we're not going to care too much about the size. It is going to be slightly kilter, like so. Yeah, and then there's the cord. There we go. Very, very annoyed look. She's winning the next game, for sure. Crosswords really like puns. Oh no. Crossword puzzle tournament win. You know, there probably are crossword puzzle tournaments. There's competitions for everything. I think it'd be a little fun, a little cute if one of the ears is kind of sticking out over there. How about they both stick out? There we go. Got that full gamer lean on. All right, hands. Time to draw some more bad hands. I would love to look at some reference of holding a tiny little controller. But I don't want to end up spending 2 hours on the sketches today like I did yesterday, so we are going to be quick about it and just kind of, especially since this one's more involved in the sketches that we did yesterday, because I want to kind of tell a fun little story between these two. So we're just going to get the idea across maybe have some mitten hands like a 1996 video game. Little socks right there. Socks over here too. And because I'm getting lazy now, just socks. Maybe have polka dots on them. That's fun. Make your polka dots more random. Those weren't very random polka dots. Yeah, I don't like the polka dots. It's like she's got the measles or something on her socks. Measles on your socks. I'm catching up on the crossword puzzle conversation here. Ooh, striped socks. Should we do horizontal? Or should we do vertical? Or maybe she don't give a fuck. And she wears mismatched socks because that's her thing. Okay, the shirt's a little long. Okay, going like that. Then pants. Sock anarchy. And again, I really like the idea of using the couch cushions to show the dynamic and the difference in their motion and their mood here. And then we're just going to put in the rest of the couch shapes here. Yep. And it's got a little all right, yay, gaming. That was a fun one to draw. Yeah, very fun. One thing's bugging me here. I feel like, there we go. That leg should be a little longer. And there, draws a little hair there. Little hairy legs. That is also gonna bug me. Okay, cool. Quite happy with that sketch. I haven't done any saving. Bad habit. Save more often, Isaiah. All right, it is saved. Okay, so I'm gonna do one of Jesse's suggestions. I think I'm gonna do Kiss. A very good Prince song. Now I'm gonna pull up some bit of reference for this one. Just find something that kind of works with what I want to doodle. Oh, that's cute. I'll draw something like that. Oh, you didn't even have to request, Meredith. That's exactly what was going to happen. Okay, I'm going to go back to one of my lower layers here. got quite a few layers here. I like my current middle name, but Danger's not bad. All right, let me look at my little kiss picture here, and gonna use the reference so that I can remain quick. To drop this down about right there. All right, I want some suggestions for hairstyles for these two fellas. The reference has hair covering up where this ear would be located. That kind of bothers me, but I think it'll be about right there. I'm not liking that nose position too much. His nose is going to be there. Are they in the shape of a heart? You know, I honestly think that the shape of a heart is actually the shape of two people kissing, right? Either that or it's a booty. It certainly isn't the shape of a heart, which I have wrong there, but I like to think that the shape that we associate with a heart is that of two people kissing. Something asymmetrical for one of them, probably this gentleman over here, because I can get more of a 3/4 angle here to play around with the asymmetry. Look how close those noses are. That's very cute. Yeah, like my reference actually has them a whole lot more in profile, but we can always push and play around with what our reference is doing, so that we can get the kind of composition and picture that we want. Oops. Come on, work with me here. Thank you. There we go. I like that more. I like that a whole lot more. But we'll drop it a bit to kind of match up with, yeah. Looked, the top of the heart shape looked like a rotten potato from Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft, so I've got no frame of reference for that one. Okay, so we're gonna do something asymmetrical. Okay, so nose now. Let's raise the nose up to about right here. Yeah, because we gotta have some lips here. we'll figure that out more. We're just going to suggest that shape a bit while we come back to it. Eyes closed. Sounds nice. Expression. I don't like the way those lips are looking at all right now, but we'll clean that up. And then this guy here, same thing, eyes closed. We're gonna erase a few things so we can see more of those shapes there. This chin's gonna go into the neck like so. So we can get more of a line like this. Yeah, I definitely see that I need more practice drawing a kiss. We may just have to open up every stream drawing a kiss until I can be really happy with that. Not a true gamer, exterminate immediately. Sorry, Eli, I've never played a Minecraft. But that's okay, there's like a bajillion games. Like, we can't play every single one of them. Alright, I wanna do something fun for hair. So we're gonna start Googling some hairstyles until I'm happy. I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out. I've been into drawing curly hair on guys lately. But I just saw a hairstyle I liked, and of course I liked it because it's what I've been into drawing lately. Let's give you a beard. Let's give you some nice big lips. And refine your nose a bit. So not happy with kind of maybe gonna do something more like that. Bushy eyebrows, bushy, messy eyebrows. Taking that right now. Do. Figure out these fingers, but be a little quick about it. yeah, because we already spent quite a bit of time on the sketching. And you know what, since the hand's going to be a bit of a thing to figure out, we're just going to drop the hands for now. Because I do want to move on to figuring out color schemes for a character that we're working on. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of work on this guy over here, going back to looking at hairstyles until I find something I'm happy with. Oh, look at this attractive guy. I like your hair. Something like that. Starts doing something like that. And screw it, you get a beard too. A very different kind. It's going to kind of go like this. Maybe come out like that a bit. All right, let's figure out your lips, because your lips are looking non-existent, because they are. Some of these shapes. Nose. Let me look back at the kissing reference. I'm going to pull up some other bits of reference. One thing I'm not really getting is the flexibility of lips. Give them a bit of softness, right? Like that is probably going to be what really helps sell a kiss. Is trying to make those lips look as soft and as malleable as possible. And some overlap, of course. That's going to help things. Yeah, this is definitely going to... My slacking off time at work, I have a sketchbook. And kissing and lips is probably something I'm going to be working on a bit, because I'm not 100% satisfied with what I'm seeing here today. But that's why we practice, and that's why I figured the verb thing would be really fun, because it would give me situations that I don't think about drawing. And get you out of your comfort zone and get you to work on new things and work on new ways to express and new ways to think about things. And just trying this out, has made me very well aware that, in order to sell this, the lips need to have a certain kind of feeling to it. And I think that's softness and flexibility, and figuring out how I want to convey such a texture is a pretty fun thing. We're gonna figure out more of his hair. We're gonna do that kind of loosely so that we can go ahead and move on to the rest of our projects for tonight. I'm gonna have to think about it more seriously than that, though. Come on, Isaiah. We got this reference of this really cool haircut. Do it a little bit more justice before you move on. All right. Yeah, cool. The correction that I put on my strokes here to make inking and sketching a little looser and easier makes it hard to actually write. So sometimes I'll try to write out letters and it'll adjust my strokes, and then it's like, that looks nothing like the letter I was trying to write. Okay, there we go. That's our warm-up for, oh no, no, we can't end that. What's wrong with your neck, buddy? That's a little better. We can be a little happier with that. But yeah, like I think Kissing was really fun to draw and gave me some things to think about as an artist. So I'm very glad that that was a suggestion that was made. Had a whole lot of fun here with the sketching portion of today, and thank you all for your suggestions. Giraffe neck check. And let's go ahead and pull up. We've saved that, so yeah, let's go up here and pull this up and get back to work on trying to decide a color scheme for this character here. So we're gonna duplicate this layer a few times. There we go. So we have something to work with. And I do think that after Amara's suggestions yesterday about maybe giving him a backpack, I'm definitely, this isn't going to be the final iteration of his character design. I'm probably going to play around with that backpack idea because I think it's going to give him a really interesting silhouette. And also she gave me some cool reference of headphones that might suit him. Because yeah, for this rough sketch here, we hadn't quite figured out what kind of headphones we want to give him. Oh, thank you, Meredith. I definitely wanted to try to make him as cute as possible. That is definitely a big theme for him, is cuteness. So I'm glad that you find him adorable. And as I mentioned yesterday, I think the two colors that I'm thinking about for him for sure is either going to be blue or red as like a main color for him. I'm sorry, not blue or red. Blue and green are definitely what I'm thinking of for a main color for him. And I'm still not even really happy with any of the colors ideas that I've made for his sister Viola. But you know, that's why I'm just going to keep drawing these characters over and over again until I figure out who they are. That really helps me because I know that these are the people I want to draw, and I have an idea of a story. And just drawing them is going to help me figure out who they are. I'm probably also going to do things like maybe some environmental sketches in the future too, to kind of figure out our setting too. And I'm definitely going to make this kind of a thing, bring you guys on a journey with me as I try to like figure a few things out before I start actually diving into pitch and script writing for this. So yeah, so here's Ray, and let's we don't need that layer. We're gonna make a little layer for colors, and then we're just gonna kind of play around a bit. And let's start off with the things that we know. For sure about him. And now I'm like regretting making those copies that I just made earlier, because it's like, well, why not make the copies until after I've figured out, or after I've already colored the parts that aren't going to change about him. Oops. There we go. That's a much smarter way of doing this. And you know what? For good measure, why don't we put a fourth one up? That way we can just play around and have some fun today, figuring out a color scheme for him. And why don't we start off with green? I'm thinking to something a little blue as far as greens go. Right there. That feels a little pastel-y, which is kind of cool. Will eat anyone who comes for him. I'm glad he tugs at your heartstrings like that. And we'll put a little bit of this color here on the shoes too. Maybe make that a focal point of the shoes. Something like that. And I definitely, you know, Transiltown was a black and white comic all 10 years that I worked on it. And while I worked on that, I hadn't really thought about characters' color schemes until it was time to color them for a cover. And I know like Timmy's outfit changed a whole lot. It used to be like a black suit until I decided on a very purpley color for him. And so I think the works that I do from now on, I'm probably going to do more color in general, and probably try to find a quick way of coloring that I like a lot. But I definitely want to play around with color a whole lot more these days, especially after doing everything in black and white for so long. Even when I was, you know, the work I did with Matt on Fight School High School, I didn't really anyone's color scheme. Okay, I think I'm back now. Sorry, I thought I figured out my whole disconnection issue yesterday, but I guess it's just going to continue to be a thing. But yeah, as I was saying, I think that particular kind of color is going to look real good next to his sister, especially since I'm kind of leaning towards the scheme here on the right, on the far right for her. Except I might take out the blue and just do the fuchsia and the yellow, maybe those spots of white. Do a little bit more color with the shoes and maybe completely change that. But I think I'm feeling what's going on here, and I think his blue might look good next to her. These two are going to be around a lot, around each other a lot, so I definitely want their colors to really complement each other, but also be different enough from each other. I'm moving back on over here. So to play around with this blue, greenish, teal kind of color, wonder what other kind of colors are going to work. I'm going to break out a color wheel. So why don't we try something of something analogous, an analogous kind of color scheme for a bit, and see where that gets us. You know, I never got at that coffee that I heated water up for. One moment. That's kind of a must. Well, no, it's 9 o'clock. If I drink that coffee now, I'll be up all night. We've gone this far without it. We'll be able to make it. Don't know if I want to make the gloves that same color. Just hands are going to be near the waist area a lot, and so if I make these the same color, they kind of blend together. And I think that the large gloves are really a really fun part of this design, so I want to make sure they pop out in their own way. Just trying to find a third color to play around with here. Green's not going to work. But I still want this scheme. I still want to play around with an analogous color scheme. So why don't we just, because what's happening here is that it is too similar to the vest color. So what happens if we do that? We'll think about that a bit. I am feeling like more of the blue color up top is going to be helpful, and so I think using it at least on part of his headphones, then using this black here for the fuzzy part of the headphones. Also trying to lean away from too much use of purple, because Transiltown was very purple. And I want to play around with a different kind of palette. You know, I know I mentioned analogous, but I'm kind of feeling some yellow accents. And maybe keeping those not having too many of those, because that is going to be his sister's main color, but just a bit of that bit of yellow I think is looking nice with this color scheme. Yeah, I agree, Meredith. You don't see a lot of pastels on boys unless they are, yeah, very young. Um, and so I think that will help give him his own kind of identity in that regard. My mind keeps shifting to that water that I boiled for coffee. I'm just going to dump that out real quick before I forget to do that. Okay, so I think things that are on my mind right now about this particular color scheme is that I think I do as far as his t-shirt there, I think I like the idea of it being white. But I also want to do something with his gloves. And here's what's on my mind for the gloves right now is and then maybe going back to this turquoise kind of color, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, let's definitely start. Here's something else that's on my mind that I'm thinking about here about this. Let me grab a bit of white. Then we'll just take a bit of this blue. No, I think we'll use the yellow for that, so it breaks things up a little bit more. Yeah, and so I think that's the first color scheme they kind of played around with. I don't know how I feel about the white shirt on this yet, though. How am I going to feel if I make the whole thing yellow? But a different shade of yellow. I think I kind of like that for that particular scheme right now. Yeah, Meredith, I'm feeling the yellow for the shirt too for this particular color scheme. And I think you know that in general that brings out both colors that I was originally thinking of, which were a green and a blue. And I like this pastel cool green. So for the next color scheme idea here, why don't we start off with a different kind of green? Something warmer. I kind of don't want to go too warm because I think cool colors are what's really going to work for him. But for now, we're experimenting and, you know, trying to see what does work. And for now, why don't we play around with doing all the color spots in the same location, and we may change that around as we play with this color scheme some more. I see a green this bright, and my immediate reaction is to go a complementary pink with it, like a cherry limeade. And I'm just going to run with that for now, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see where the cherry limeade takes us. And for a third color, let's think about that. What does black look like? Black looks kind of interesting. All right, Eli, have a very good night. Red, do you think we'll hold it together? Let's take a look at red real quick. Be thinking like a warm red. Let's see where cool red takes us. Let's try it. Let's try it here. Oops, thought I'd pick that red. What are you doing? Okay, let's put it here first. Oh yeah, this is bringing the whole cherry limeade flavor together, right? I kind of like that there. I do like the idea of a little black on this. Some spots. I don't want to get too Christmassy with it. Yeah, you're right. Let's see how we feel about this kind of red. Let's put it in a few more locations. You know what? I think I think the red is nice, but I think the red is better off being the accent. And we'll see where adding a little bit more black to this takes us. All right, put some black here. We'll spot a red down here. Maybe right here too. And what we'll do as well, let's put a stripe here, here. And we'll get a bit of that red there. That part's red. And then we'll get a little bit of that black right here. Oops. And then a little silver for his fairy. And this flavor is cherry limeade ray. And we need a flavor name for ray over here. What are we gonna call that one? Okay, so I think that's a good place on that one. I think that looks a little interesting. Ugh. So we'll move on to our third little one here. Birthday cake ray. Yeah, I see birthday cake. Bit of that classic yellow cake going on over there. Okay, and I think I want to continue to play around with just in general different greens as our main color. I'm definitely feeling birthday cake ray, but cherry limeade ray has his own appeal. So let's try this color and see where it takes us. And already I'm thinking earthy from this green color, this kind of forest green color. And again, we'll just kind of put that color in the same spots as the other ones, and we'll change that if we feel as if it needs to be changed. I think the first color I want to play around with when I see that is like a khaki or some kind of tan color, we're gonna maybe put a little bit of a yellow shade on that so it doesn't blend in with the skin. Let's try it on the shorts first. See how I feel about it being on the shorts. I'm feeling a darker color for the shorts. Let's try it on the shirt first. You think lavender would look good with this green? I don't mind having some lavender. Just I'm gonna avoid it as a main color just because I used it so much in Trantaltown. But let's see what a lavender looks like. Let's put it on the shirt first. Oh my god, okay. How interesting. Would have never thought about that combination, but I'm kind of feeling it. Now let's try it out in some other areas and see how we start to feel about this combination of colors. Let's try it here for now. Speaking of Transaltown, I've got to set some time aside to start prepping um, the omnibus together for that. Because hopefully our COVID-19 situation will turn around and we can all start touring the conventions again. It'd be nice to have that ready by then. First, let's play around. Let's see what black looks like there before I start thinking about another color. Because the lavender and black look really good together, and I think it also works here with the green. Let's sit on that for a minute while I make myself a glass of water. Fingers crossed indeed, Meredith. It was Jesse who said that. Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. I hope to be able to see more people more often again. Cons are so fun. You get to meet more people and get to share your work, and I miss that. I really miss that energy. I think I'm feeling the simplicity of just having our other colors be black and white for this one. Yeah, I think how I like how all that looks together. How dare I indeed. I'm gonna get I can feel the Jesse face already. Yeah, so I think I like how all of that looks together, so we'll move on to the next one here. Let's get this out of the way right now. Put the black on there. And then we'll start off with a different shade of green. Okay, so let's find what flavor of green we're feeling this time. No, I think we played around with a good variety of different greens. So why don't we shift and go for blue this time as our main color and see how we feel about that. Again, we're just going to put that in all the same color spots. Where's that? Like that. This goes here. It's a pretty sky bluish color. While I'm sitting there thinking about other colors to put on this. Go ahead and knock this little thing here out. Okay, let's see. Let's bust out our colors here and just kind of my immediate thought here is an orange, but I don't think orange suits him. Not for what I'm feeling his character to be. Like I want to go for quiet, but not in a shy kind of way, because I imagine him to be um, someone who is also very personable. People, he's kind of kind, and people will gravitate towards him. So he'll end up making a lot of friends out of new kids that he runs into. Because especially since I see quiet done a lot, and it's usually paired with shy, and I don't want to pair those two together. I think you're gonna have a quiet character who is also more sociable. Um, but that said, going to my immediate reaction of an orange with this doesn't convey a quiet tone to me. Orange is a very loud. I do like a lot of the idea of a lot of white with this as well, Jesse. Um, yeah, I do like the idea of a lot of white. I especially like the way that it looks on his shoes right now. So um, I think I want to go for something that I'm going to use for the color of the pants. And nothing immediately is popping out at me. I'm just kind of scrolling through this color wheel. So why don't we just play around with a different shade? Go a little monochromatic with this. Let's see how we feel about that. We'll put that in a few spots. And then maybe just one color, I'm going to make it a little darker. And maybe just one color that uses an accent in some areas. Yeah, white looks really good with what's going on here. Why don't we play with like a chrome? The same kind of chrome that's going to go on his little fairy camera things.